My daughter just turned 13. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a number of different business ideas that are so simple and inexpensive to get started with that even a teenager can start making money right now. And of course, these ideas work for adults also. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. Now, ever since my daughter officially turned 13, I've been teaching her how to make money as a teen. But I don't want her to work at the mall or get a retail job. Instead, I wanted her to start a business to avoid trading time for money. And here's my short list of business ideas for teens. Now, first off, I don't have anything against working in retail and doing odd jobs for money. And when I was a kid, I desperately wanted to work at Babbage's, which is an old school software store. But my parents refused. Strange, right? What parents don't want their child to work and help pay for their own expenses? Well, that's Asian parenting for you. Now, when I confronted my dad about this later on in life, here's exactly what he said to me. Steve, if I would have let you work in the mall, you would have made $4.25 an hour and learned nothing in the process. Instead, I'd much rather you study or learn how to code. Plus, you're the cheapest son I have. You didn't need the money anyway. Now, because they wouldn't let me get a job, my parents gave me money whenever I needed it, and I spent my summers going to nerd camp. And looking back, I'm not sure if they did the right thing, and even though I got into Stanford and eventually became a director of engineering at my company, I never seriously considered entrepreneurship. Now that I realize the power of running a small business, I actually want my kids to get a head start with entrepreneurship, and I've been brainstorming business ideas for teens, and here's my short list. Business idea number 1, start a print-on-demand t-shirt business. Now the great thing about selling t-shirts online is that you can literally start a t-shirt business for less than $3 with a print-on-demand company. A print-on-demand company allows you to print custom designs on many different products to sell online. For example, you can sell your own custom designs on products such as t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, books, and home decor. And the best part is that you don't have to carry any inventory, there are no minimum order quantities, and it requires zero upfront cost to get started. Here's how it works. You sign up for a print-on-demand company like Printful, and when you receive an order on your online store, it is automatically transmitted to your print-on-demand company. Then, the print-on-demand company prints your design on your t-shirt and ships it to the end customer, and you keep the difference in profit. Now here's a fun fact. My kids actually started their own t-shirt business when they were just 9 and 11 years old over at kidincharge.com. Feel free to check out their shop. In their first several months after launch, they made almost $1,000 selling entrepreneurship t-shirts for kids that they designed themselves. And what's cool is that they learned so many business lessons in the process. In fact, here's a video my daughter recorded in preparation for selling Kid in Charge t-shirts at her school business fair. Now, as you probably know, t-shirts do not sell themselves, so my kids had to come up with a marketing strategy in order to build traffic and convince parents to buy shirts for their kids. As a result, they filmed lots and lots of videos, which forced them to learn how to sell. And here's just an excerpt of their mission statement. Now, overall, running a print-on-demand store is a great business idea for teens because it doesn't require much money and it forces your teen to use his or her creativity. Now, if you're interested in starting your own print-on-demand store, watch this video for step-by-step instructions on how to get started with WooCommerce on Bluehost. Now, after you've installed WooCommerce on Bluehost, it's time to design your website. Now, most people are afraid of website design, but you can easily design a great-looking website without a developer. In fact, because I have a soft spot for kids, I'm going to give you the exact template that I use for my kids' t-shirt store for free. Here's what the theme looks like. Look for a link in the show notes to download my free WooCommerce theme. Then you can follow the directions in this video to install it on your WooCommerce store. And that's all there is to it. I can almost guarantee you that your kids will have a blast running this business and the money they make will be much more meaningful than a job at the mall. If you're interested in learning more about e-commerce, then sign up for my free 6-day mini course by clicking this button here. Business idea number 2, start a blog or niche website. Now, one thing you'll realize with your kids is that their interests constantly change as they grow up. They might be super excited about a business idea one day, but lose interest the next. And this is what eventually happened with Kid in Charge. They were super gung-ho about their business for about a year, but then school started back up and the business got placed on the back burner. But what's cool is that their site still receives occasional orders and the money made is 100% passive. But for now, they both moved on to content. Now, my daughter has always been an avid reader of books. In fact, I would say she averages a book a day. No joke. The girl is what I call a human book vacuum. And the best part is that she has an open mind and will read anything. So one day we suggested that she start writing book reviews and guess what? She was super excited about the idea. Now, even though her blog site isn't ready yet, she's been amassing a bunch of book reviews in Google Docs in preparation. And here's why starting a blog is so great. If you've been following mywifequitherjob.com for any length of time, you know that this blog is a 7-figure business. By putting out content on a regular basis, you will eventually become an authority in your niche. Now, I told my daughter that there aren't many teenage book reviewers out there, so she actually has a fighting chance of building a solid readership. After all, as a parent, I want to know the types of books that my kids are reading, and I think her reviews will be a hit among parents and kids alike. By building an email list at an early age, your teenager can leverage his or her audience to sell or promote anything. Overall, there are many monetization opportunities, and here are just a few. You can do affiliate marketing. By making recommendations for products that you like, you can earn a commission for every sale you refer. In my daughter's case, she can use the Amazon Associates program to earn money from Amazon. You can also make money with display advertising. By using an ad network like AdSense, you can earn money whenever someone clicks on your ad within a post. You can start a membership site. You can run a private membership site or provide premium content to paid subscribers. You can also sell digital products. You can bundle your content together and sell it like an ebook or a digital download. Now, even if your teenager's blog doesn't make a penny, the act of creating content is an invaluable experience. Worst case scenario, you can look back on their writing 10 years from now and have a great time reading it. Now, if you're interested in learning how to get started blogging, then sign up for my free 6-day mini course on how to start a profitable blog by clicking this button here. Business model number 3, start a YouTube channel. Now, in many ways, starting a YouTube channel is very similar to starting a blog. By putting yourself out there on video, you will attract YouTube watchers who resonate with your message and build an audience of followers. Now, the best part about YouTube is that it's an amazing discovery engine. You simply publish videos and YouTube finds watchers interested in your content. Now, I started taking my YouTube channel seriously about 2 years ago, and my results have been incredible. Right now, my channel is making me roughly $2,500 a month. And here are some of my stats right here. In addition, I've been approached by companies on a daily basis to take part in lucrative private sponsorship deals and promotions. Now, the most important aspect of any content creation business is consistency. I publish exactly 1 video per week on the exact same time and day, and the channel continues to grow at a steady pace. And in fact, I consider YouTube like a stock that can only go up. If you are interested in having your teenager start a YouTube channel, all they really need is their phone. However, I would invest in a Rode SmartLav Plus lavalier microphone to make sure that their audio is crisp. Now, similar to blogging, every piece of content is valuable to someone out there in the world. You just have to find your people. Now, by building a subscriber base, you can use YouTube to promote your print-on-demand store, your blog, or whatever you want. In fact, make sure you hit the like button right now and subscribe to my channel. Business model number 4 is to start a podcast. Now, out of the big 3 of blogging, YouTube, and podcasting is probably the hardest medium to grow because it has the worst discoverability. However, podcasting allows you to create a much deeper connection with your audience. Right now, podcasting is extremely popular, and there aren't many podcasts run by teenagers. Once again, podcasting can be free depending on the podcast provider that you choose, and you can simply use your phone and a cheap lav mic to record all of your episodes. Right now, my podcast generates a couple of $1,000s per episode through sponsorships, which is gravy money, because I want to run my podcast for free. It's that fun. For example, here are some companies that pay me to mention them on my podcast. Klaviyo, which is the best email marketing platform for e-commerce stores. I'm also sponsored by Postscript, which is the best SMS marketing platform for e-commerce. I've been sponsored by Privy, which is an email list growth platform to grow your sublist. And I'm also sponsored by Merge Counsel, which is a service that I use to protect my intellectual property. In addition, podcasting has inadvertently turned me into an authority in the e-commerce space. Every single day, I get at least 2 or 3 emails from companies who want to sponsor the show. In addition, the podcast has allowed me to access other successful entrepreneurs like Jamie Kern-Lima, Michael Gerber, Neil Patel, and more. In fact, the ability to meet and speak to practically anyone makes podcasting a win by itself. Now, if you are interested in starting a podcast, please follow my free tutorial. It's not behind an email or a paywall. It's 100% free. You can find it in the show notes. But here's what you will learn. You'll learn where to begin. You'll learn how podcasting works and the common misconceptions about podcasting. You'll learn what equipment to use. You'll learn how to start a high-quality podcast with a cheap mic and free software. You'll learn how to record your podcast, tips and tricks on how to record your podcast, and how to edit your audio for quality. How to make your audio quality sound great even with a cheap mic. I'm also going to show you how to tag your audio for upload, how to prep your audio file for submission, and then finally, how to submit to Apple Podcasts. You'll learn everything you need to get your show on iTunes, Stitcher, and other services, and learn how to launch your podcast to the #1 spot. Now, business model number 5 is to start a social media following. Now, personally, I think social media can be toxic, especially for teenagers, and that's actually why I don't encourage my kids to have an account. However, there are many teens who make a significant income promoting products as a social media influencer. Now, why is social media different than blogging, YouTube, or podcasting? Well, the main difference is that with blogging, YouTube, or podcasting, you are putting out long-form content that carries long-term value. For example, a blog post that I wrote 10 years ago still gets thousands of visitors per month today. Similarly, a YouTube video I created a year ago still gets views. Now, with social media platforms like Instagram, content virality only lasts for 48 hours, which forces you to create more content just to keep up. There's very little inertia. In addition, many teenage social accounts turn into unrealistic highlight reels that can negatively impact your child's mental health and self-esteem. Now, this is why I don't want my daughter to be on social media until she graduates. Instead of Instagram or Facebook, I've been nudging her towards creating longer form content via YouTube, blogging, or podcasting. But regardless, there's money to be made with social media if you can build a following. However, I consider building a social media presence the least attractive among the business ideas for teens that I mentioned in this video. Now, in order to succeed on social media, you have to find your people and post messages that specifically resonate with your audience. And to grow quickly, you have to post often and consistently. All my colleagues who are successful on Instagram post at least twice per day, with some posting up to 10 times per day. Meanwhile, Facebook is reducing the reach of organic posts every year to force people to pay for exposure. Now, the million-dollar question is, which business ideas should you pursue? And you can't really go wrong with any of the business ideas that I just mentioned. In fact, all the business ideas that I mentioned in this video are not mutually exclusive. They go hand in hand. For example, when my kids launched their t-shirt business, their plan was to draw customers in from YouTube. And even though they ended up generating traffic through social media, their cute videos closed the sale. Now, when it comes to how to make money as a teenager, the journey is actually more important than the money. Now, I'm not saying that working in the mall and earning your own wage is not a valuable experience for a teen, but the money they earn from their own business will be infinitely more meaningful. It will also teach them important lessons on how to be self-sufficient and how to create their own luck. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you like what you saw, there's actually a lot more where that came from if you subscribe to my channel below. And if you are interested in learning how to sell physical products online, then click over here and take my free 6-day mini course where I'll walk you through everything that you need to know to get started in e-commerce. Thanks for watching.